54 days to go until Prince Caspian. We're getting close. And my third set report is online at narniaweb.com. This one's about locations, and I think it's been the most fun to write so far, and probably the most fun to write of them all, I would guess, just because it's been the easiest to write, basically. It's just one location after the next. You don't have to think about, structure or anything. So, and there are obviously a lot of different things to discuss. I'm just going to dive right in. I mean, the most exciting part for me was getting to see these sets, and I can't even describe what it meant to me. So let's just dive right in and start talking about some of the issues that are finally online. First off, there's a lot of great artwork, and I'll talk about this in a second, but I just love the design of Prince Caspian overall. A lot of cool artwork, including Reepicheep's rapier. Very cool. Ernie Malik, when we were at the Dancing Lawn set, revealed that the scene, I guess we kind of knew this, but the scene where Lucy meets up with Aslan is going to be in the film, and as far as we can tell, it plays out pretty much as it does in the book, where she hears a voice and goes to meet him, and we know from the Dean Wright interview that they hug and roll over and all that, so that's very exciting. Doesn't mean it's going to be a good scene, it should be a very emotional scene, and one of the most memorable scenes in the series, I think. So, it's very important that they get that right. But, just the fact that it's in the film, I have a lot of other issues with Prince Caspian, of course, but whenever you hear stuff like this, it's like, oh, cool, that scene, but I guess they wouldn't dare take that out anyway. We know that Miraz's coronation and Caspian's coronation is going to be in the movie. I don't know how much I can say right now, but it seems to me that Miraz's character has definitely been fleshed out quite a bit in this movie. And so they show him put the coronation on his head. They say there are 20 lords in the scene, 4 of which have dialogue. So maybe they're gonna take advantage here and make some kind of reference to the 7 lords in Voyage of the Dawn Treader. We'll have to see what they do. That might be cool. They probably will. I would think they'd probably make a bigger deal out of that than in the book. In the book, Lewis just kind of throws it out there and mentions it. And to the point where my guess is about a lot of people when they read Dawn Treader, they go, wait, what's he talking about? What's 7 lords? And then they go back and read Prince Caspian again. It's like, oh, Dawn Treader, So we'll have to see if they make a bigger deal out of it. And they actually show Caspian's coronation, which you never actually see it in the book. The Pevensies leave before that happens. But when we were at the Courtyard set, Ernie Malik, he's the film's publicist, by the way, he talked about this animosity that exists between Peter and Caspian and Pevensies, and we've been hearing about this a lot. And I just want to say once more, I don't like this. I don't see why Caspian would blow the horn, desperately needing help for this battle, and then they show up and it's like, oh, well, I'll tell you guys what to do. I mean, he'd be, yes sir, Mr. Peter, pretty much like he is in the book, and I just don't see the point of this at all. You've heard me say this a lot before, and you'll hear me say it again. If they want to do like a little bit of that or whatever, and just kind of to fill in the gaps or whatever, fine. That's probably okay. But we've heard so much about this. It really sounds like it's going to be a big part of the movie, like a major conflict within the characters. And I don't like that. I mean, it's kind of like Susan. If they want to have her fire off a few arrows, okay, I guess I'd be okay with that. But if they want to have her like Legolas fighting and her 2 swords and kicking butt, I don't like that idea at all. So out of character. That actually brings me to the next topic. Ernie Malik mentions that Lucy is the only Pevensey who doesn't fight. I'm not sure if he meant that particular scene, or if he meant through the whole movie, but it kind of annoyed me because. Now, I'll say it again, I talked about this before, but the issue is not battles are ugly when women fight. That's not the issue. The issue is that battles are ugly when Susan fights. It's just so out of character for Susan to fight. I went into that in the other video. Whereas Lucy, she's the one who told Father Christmas, but sir, I think I could be brave enough. Susan in the movie was the one that said, whatever happened to battles are ugly affairs, So why is it that Susan's fighting and Lucy's not? Lucy actually fights in The Horse and His Boy, and we're told that she's quite a good fighter. And and I think the reason that a lot of Narnia Webbers can't see Lucy fighting is that they are imagining Georgie Henley from Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Well, a couple years have passed, and I think she's about as tall as Anna Popplewell right now. But so I think she should be like an archer or something. We're told in Horse and the Boy she's a good archer. In Horse and the Boy that she's a good fighter. And so I really don't see why. I think it would be very in character for Lucy to do that. Why is Lucy not fighting but Susan is? That just bothers me. And so we'll see what they do. Overall, And this is another reason I enjoyed writing this report, and why I'm going to enjoy writing the next one as well, even though the next one's going to be a little harder to write. I simply love the design of Prince Caspian. Everything about it. When I was there, I loved all the sets. I loved all the costumes. When I saw the video, I loved the cinematography. Everything they're doing as far as the design and look of Prince Caspian is simply flawless. I mean, we hadn't seen much of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe with 8 months before it came out. But I remember thinking, oh yeah, it looks pretty cool. But Prince Caspian, I'm freaking out. I think it looks freaking awesome. Reepicheep's rapier. Go to Narnia Web and look at it. It looks so cool. And just, I mean, I guess it's a little over the top, but you know, only someone like Reepicheep would think that a mouse would be a threatening symbol to put on a sword. That's the reason I like it. And I love how at the hilt, you know, the mouse's tail kind of wraps around the handle, you know. And that's very appropriate, since the tail is the honor and glory of a mouse, you know? I love, I have nothing but great things to say. I mean, I'm going to talk about it in the next report as well. The Telmarine costumes and, okay, I'll just stop there. Everything's awesome. And, just nothing but great things to say about the design of Prince Caspian. It's just, I just have issues with the script. I mean, I don't remember having this many issues with Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe with 8 months to go. But, you know, we kind of knew from the beginning that this was not going to be as close to the book as Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, as far as the literal story. But awesome design. One of the hardest things for me to visualize from the book is the opening scene in the book where the Peventies get transported to Narnia.
Peter, do you think we've got back into Narnia?
And you know, like, you know, Susan, where are you dragging me to? And they have all that stuff. And I've never really been able to visualize that. I guess I don't really picture it at all when I read the book. It's just like, bang, they're in Narnia. And Focus on the Family, their radio drama, they have to do some really cool things with sound effects, but it's hard to visualize. What they've done in the film, Roger Ford talks about, is that they have the train station is going to be underground in the movie. And so you have this tunnel effect, and there's going to be this transition where they're in the tunnel on the train station, and then, you know, I'm not sure exactly how it happens, but they wind up in a cave in Narnia. And they walk out, and they can probably see the ruins of Cair Paravel, I would expect. Well, that sounds really cool, I think. I mean, in a film, you have to find a visual interpretation for things, to communicate things visually. And some fans are bothered by how they move the train station underground. I think it's well worth it. Film is a visual art form. You're communicating what Lewis wrote in a visual way. That's what adaptation is all about. Don't change the story, change the storytelling. And so I think that's a really cool, I just think it'll be a really cool moment, really cool transition. I can't wait to see how they do it. Voyage of the John Treader started, Weta Workshop started some of their early designs in May, Richard Taylor revealed in the interview. And they talk about nothing but time crunches in this interview. I'm the only one that notices that. They want to do a Narnia film every year, but they're doing nothing right now but complaining about how little time they get. Obviously, that's just part of filmmaking, you know? You know, it's been said so many times, you never really finish a film, you just run out of time. It's true, you know? Just the way it goes. But it just seems like they've been in such a tremendous rush on Prince Caspian, and now we believe they've gone over schedule on the production. For a number of reasons, but so I just don't see how they're going to do one of these films for a year. I mean, is Weta going to be able to keep up? I mean, Lord of the Rings was huge scale and they did that, so maybe they will. But I just don't like how fast they're going with these. But reactions to all this, it's pretty much the same it's been all along. I mean, the design is just awesome. I mean, I saw Reepicheep's sword and I seriously almost cried. It looks so cool, and I hope Reepicheep looks just as cool. I hope he's not white. But they also have other cool images as well. I love Miraz's sword. That's pretty neat. But 254 days to go. I can't wait to see Prince Caspian. And I literally mean see it, because it's going to look awesome. But is it going to be a great film, great adaptation? I don't know yet. But we'll see. My next report will be online. I believe it's September 28th, not the 27th, but Friday, September 28th. My next report will be online, so look for it. And I should probably start writing it now, actually. I haven't really written it that much. So look for my report, and further up and further in.